Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Renee and today we are going to do the Draw This in Your Style challenge. Okay, so if you don't know what this challenge is, this is a tag that's been going around on Instagram where an artist will make an image and then they will challenge their followers to recreate that image in their own personal style. Today I'm going to be doing the Draw This in Your Style challenge by Rafaela. As you can see, they have this really beautiful style of just flat colors laying down. I really love how they're able to create such expressive and detailed works just using flat colors next to one another. This is a style that's very different from my own, but it's just beautiful. I definitely recommend you go ahead and give them a follow. If you just look at all this work, I love these colors too. The pastels are just, I love the pastels. So this is their Draw This in Your Style challenge. When I saw this, I just knew, okay, I want to draw this. I really love the design of this girl. I love her big curly hair. I really love those earrings. It's just really adorable with the yellow beret. I'm so excited to get started. So let's get started. Okay, so here I am with my Stillman and Byrne Zeta Edition sketchbook. This is a really great sketchbook. I was actually put onto these by Juicy Ink here on YouTube, Tori. She uses them a lot, and I have to say these are great sketchbooks. This is my first time using the Zeta series. I actually prefer the Beta series. I find that this one isn't as nice to use watercolors in, which is what I typically like to sketch with, is watercolors. But for gouache, it's actually pretty good. I'm not too upset with it when it comes to my gouache paintings. So I'm just starting by laying in the face. I like to use circles before I really go in and add the details, just to make sure I have things where I want them. And even with that technique, as you can see, I still get things wrong. I had to go ahead and fix that nose, but I mean, it's fine. I have an eraser, so I mean, I can erase till the cows come home, okay? Like, it's no problem. I remember I used to be so worried about erasing. I used to think, you know, other artists, they're so good, they can draw without having to erase and they just know what they're doing. I have to get to that level. But I mean, now I realize that that's kind of a silly way to think. I mean, erasers were invented for a reason and we should all use them. In fact, whoever invented the eraser, thank you. Thank you for your contribution to society. I don't know where I would be without you. But yeah, now I'm going in and I'm just deepening in the lines where I don't want to lose anything. Now here I actually want to show you the palette that I use for gouache. I'm still very new to gouache. So I actually found this palette here, the Transcend palette off of Amazon. It's a Stay Wet palette and I really love this palette because when I put my gouache in it, and I got my gouache like back in December and it is July right now, and the gouache paints that I have put in here are still moist. I'd say like maybe once a week I open it and I spray it down with a spray bottle, close it right back up, and my paints have not dried out on me, which is really good because I do like working with moist gouache more than I like working with gouache that has dried down. So I really do recommend this palette if you use gouache. To me, it's a game changer since I really don't like working with tubes. Since I am new to gouache, what I like to do first is lay down a very thin layer of gouache, almost watercolor consistency. I mean, it makes the paper warp, which I'm actually fine with. Let's get all that warping and buckling over with in the beginning. And then I work from very thin layers to thicker layers. I think it's kind of funny that I chose to have gouache be the first video that I post is a gouache painting. You know, a medium that I'm not very comfortable with yet, but I mean, that's okay. This channel, I really want it to be a channel where I can learn and grow and just take you guys along on the ride with me. You know, that's one of the things that I think is just so great about YouTube, is being able to watch artists learn and grow. So you're gonna see me trying things, making mistakes, and learning, and I think it's gonna be fun. You should definitely stick around. So I'm just going in and I'm trying to just place the colors as carefully as I can around my lines before I lose them all, because I don't want to lose where I put the features. So I'm just being very careful at this stage. Eventually, I mean, all the lines are going to be gone, but I like to be careful with my placement so that I get to a point where I don't need the lines anymore. I like using a dry brush when I'm doing the hair around the edges. I think it gives a nice effect to the edge of the hair. It really helps to imply the texture of the hair, I think. I'm also still trying to get a hang of how much water to use when I'm working with gouache, because it feels so different than from when you're working with watercolor. With watercolor, it almost seems second nature to me now. With gouache, I'm still thinking so much. And oh, this part right here, I really took a bit of a leap of faith in adding that blue. I knew it was going to turn green. I just wasn't sure if I wanted it to be green or if I wanted that to be a solid color. But in the end, I think I made the right decision. Even though at the time I thought, oh no, I ruined it. I think it turned out really nice at the end. So this paper in the sketchbook, it does have its limitations, and around this point I was really starting to feel the limitations. When I would go in with more and more gouache, I could just see that the paper was starting to get weighed down, and in some places if I would try to lift my gouache, it would tear the paper. But I mean, with that kept in mind, I say it's still really good as far as just for sketches. Obviously, would never do a full piece on this paper. So one of the reasons that I say I've never done this challenge before, even though I think it's so wonderful, is also a reason why I don't do things like fan art. It's simply because oftentimes I feel like when I recreate a character, it's not them. It feels like I'm drawing someone completely different, just the life of the character. I don't feel like I've ever been able to redraw a character and think, yeah, that's who this is supposed to be. So it always makes me hesitant to want to do fan art. But, you know, with this challenge here, it's actually kind of interesting because it's not about recreating this character as the original artist made them. You know, you're putting your own spin on it. You know, it's almost like making a remix of the character, you know, if that makes sense. You know, you're remixing the character with your own flair and style, and who you come up with is a different version, but that's the intent here. So this is actually not as intimidating, I would say, as doing fan art, at least for me. I don't know, maybe this will help lead the way into me doing more fan art. I really love those yellows, and I love adding just the random bits of color into the hair instead of fully detailing the hair. Just adding the colors from around the painting, and I think that gives it a really good look. Just my favorite part, adding in those white highlights at the end. I feel like that just kind of brings it all together. Okay, so here is the final piece. I'm actually really happy with how this turned out. Like I said, I was nervous to do this in gouache, but I think it came out really good. If you liked the video, please be sure to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more content. I am actually making this a series and I'm excited to do more of these. If you have one that you think would be fun to see me try, go ahead and let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Please do have a good one. Stay safe, everyone. I will see you soon. Bye.